We are live. This is episode number 22 of Savages in the Bronx, live from Studio 54 in New Jersey and REM Studio in Staten Island, New York, airing exclusively on Twitch and powered by StreamYard. And welcome back to the show on this Monday, August the 30th, 2021. I'm your host, Rich Rivera, and I'm being joined by an apple-picking, pumpkin spice sipping, Ugg-wearing, basic bitch, Tom Wospil.
That's pretty accurate. I don't know someone apple picking, but I did try the new Dunkin' pumpkin foam cold brew yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Not
Review.
good. Not great.
Good.
Not good. It's almost like Starbucks makes the perfect one, so everyone should just get out of the way. Like there's no point. No, like if you're gonna do there's no point of doing the pumpkin foam because theirs is perfect. And so like I love Dunkin'. I'm a big Dunkin' fan, but just don't. It's not even worth mentioning.
I feel like everybody's kind of getting their hands in on like the pumpkin spice things. Obviously, the coffee places and shops to start, but even like Bud Light Seltzers, I think, just released a fall themed pack, to say the least. And
I think they had it last year. They give the cranberry in there, and
I think that's more of the holiday. I'm actually looking it up now because I wasn't planning on talking about Bud Light Seltzers, but I will certainly talk about Bud Light Seltzers. Sure, where the hell is this new pack? I don't know, but it had like apple crisp. It had like I think that's more of a holiday. I don't know. It had pumpkin in there, but it sounds kind of gross. But we're always worth a shot. I'm like, hey, let's give it a whirl. I just don't think these flavors are gonna be up to par, but we'll see.
I can't see how this is.
We shall see. Anyway, welcome back to the show. We are live.
It's apple crisp, toasted marshmallow, maple pear, and pumpkin spice.
There you go. Good man. That's why we have Thomas, our number one producer here. This is why he does what he does, and he does it better than anyone. Anyway, we are back. Make sure to follow us on, or rather subscribe to us on Twitch. Make sure you have the app downloaded. That's the Twitch app. And then you can subscribe to us at Savages in the Bronx. And the link to our page is on the Twitter page, of course, which you can follow at Savages Bronx. But the easiest way to get notified about the live shows is to download Twitch and then subscribe to us, because you'll get that notification when we go live. And again, Twitch mainly known for the video game platforms, but in the same light here with the podcast, we'll still let you know when the stream's live, and that's the deal. So make sure to give us a follow and subscribe to us at Savages in the Bronx on Twitch. The Bronx is burning, Tom, with some news pieces. Obviously, not to really mention, but the Yankees' 13-game winning streak had come to an unfortunate end over the weekend to the Oakland A's. But gotta be proud with the boys and what they've accomplished over the last few weeks. And even splitting the series against Oakland, kind of going in the way you came out against a very good team on the road. Team's been playing great ball, bud.
Yeah, and they won the season series with Oakland. I know it's something we mentioned last week would be important when it comes to possible tiebreakers and potential tiebreakers of who gets a wild card spot possibly, or where that game is hosted. And if you're the Yankees, you want that game in Yankee Stadium. You don't want a game in Oakland with the way your team is set up. So it was good to see them continue their winning ways in Oakland. Good games against Atlanta. So yeah, boys are rolling. Got the Angels now, and then the Orioles. So two doo-doo teams. Well, the Angels are not good. The Orioles are doo-doo. So gotta keep handling business. We really should go out and try to win 5 or 6, 4 or 6 at least. Win both series. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have TBD in the ticker for the Angels pitcher today. It's actually Mike Mayers, who's a reliever for them. He's going to be the opener in tonight's game. That was announced not too long before the game. Obviously these games are starting later at around 9:30. But yes, that has been announced. Mike Myers will be tonight's probable for the Angels, and of course the returning Corey Kluber. And finally, the Yankees get to play the Orioles. It feels like the first time in forever. At least first time since the Cat game, the Cat series, where they still took the series against Baltimore, but that kind of led to greener pastures for the Yanks. Now, let's cover some injuries. We did mention Corey Kluber, so we'll start with him. Obviously, returning tonight, his first major league start since May. And obviously, he's been pitching in rehab for AA and AAA. I don't have the full stats of what he's done on his rehab, but
It's been bad. He's been bad.
All right, he's been bad. So with that said, and I think even regardless of how he was going to do in the minors, I just don't see him being stretched that much. Even if he's pitching well, I don't see him eclipsing 6 innings tonight. Maybe 4 to 5 is what we're looking at. And of course, we have Andrew Heaney that could back him.
I was saying, I think they're planning on piggybacking Heaney tonight. So his big return. I wonder if they got like a highlight package for him in Anaheim. But I think the plan is that he's only going to, I'm sure he only is going to go 3-4 innings, and then we'll see how it is. If it's a close game, maybe they're bringing some of the better relievers. But I think the main plan is to bring in Heaney, and that gets them to the 6th, 7th inning, and you go from there. See how the game's going. If game's going good, you bring in the good guys. Game's not going great because again, Kluber's been getting hit around. He's been walking a lot of guys, I think, in his starts. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no, that is the plan. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, it's a favorable matchup for the Yankees. You did mention the Angels are doo-doo, and you should beat a doo-doo team like the Angels.
Are we getting Ohtani in this series?
We are not getting Ohtani in this series. Actually, it just announced prior to the show tonight, and this is thanks to Bleacher Report. Shohei won't pitch Tuesday. Angel Star has been scratched from the start versus the Yankees after getting hit by a pitch on the right hand on Saturday, but he will be in the lineup. So the injuries to his pitching hand / arm / shoulder this year haven't really kept him from the lineup. So we'll still see Shohei the favorite to win the American League MVP this year. But damn, credit to Aaron Judge, because if it wasn't for Shohei Ohtani, Judge would probably be the MVP this year in 2021.
He'd be up there. Vladdy Jr., I think, still has a lot to say about that. But yeah, I mean, Judge is going to get MVP votes. I imagine. I mean, we could be in unanimous kind of MVP territory for Shohei because he's doing so unprecedented. But Judge should be a top 3 MVP, which is really what he should be, right? He should be a top 3 MVP guy every year. Top 5 at least. So.
And one last note on injuries before we get to our guest for tonight. We're going to talk about Gleyber Torres. And, of course, the Somerset Patriots fans who have season tickets have been really happy this year, Tom. They've seen a hell of a lot of Yankee players. I'm sure more than they were bargaining for. Gleyber Torres, the most recent of the bunch, who made his rehab start with Somerset at shortstop on Sunday. And he went deep in his first at bat. So not a bad showing for Gleyber in his rehab assignment in Bridgewater.
Yeah, good to see Gleyber getting back, and then that's we'll see what happens to the roster at that point. It could be the end of the Cinderella story for Andrew Velasquez, but we'll see. Rosters are going to expand on Wednesday, so they could bring Torres back, and I think they said they're probably not going to fly him out to California, so I think he's going to at least wait till they get back on the East Coast, so the Baltimore series. Because it also doesn't kind of make sense, right, to fly him out for a game or two, or one game. So, and that also just lines up really well with the rosters expanding to 28. So we'll see what happens at that point.
Right. Yeah, and it makes sense. I think, and that could be another conversation for another time. But I guess with that expanded roster, you'd expect Velasquez is probably going to stick around for a little bit more. You might possibly see Luis Gil come back, but as a reliever, it's unfortunate that a guy who literally has a sparkling 0 ERA in 3 starts doesn't have a rotation spot on this team. But obviously, the Yankees rotation has been stronger, and there's certain guys you're just not taking out of the rotation despite the young success for the pitcher Gil.
I think they're really just kind of at this point planning for the postseason. Unless something crazy happens, you're going to have Cole, probably Montgomery and Tyone are going to be your 3. You don't really need more than 3 starters in the postseason. If Kluber becomes Kluber again, he gets himself in the conversation. And I don't think Gil cracks that list.
No.
So they're going to, I think, get him ready to be an impact guy out of the pen.
Mm-hmm.
And, that could be huge. It could be a guy who comes in, gives you 2 innings, give you 3 innings, depending. It'll be, I think him and Nestor will be the piggyback guys. If Tyone or Montgomery or Health Cole gets in trouble in the postseason, those will be the guys you need on the roster to come in and give you innings and keep you in the game. So I think that's going to be the role for both of them as we move closer to October.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan, partner. Make sure to give us a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. Follow us at Savages Bronx. I said Twitter, but you can also follow us on Instagram as well. You can follow Tom at
Wospil54.
And you can follow me at Rich J. Rivera. But more importantly, you can give a follow to our +1. That's our guest for tonight's show. And I've mentioned this +1 multiple times, not multiple times, in every single episode of Savages in the Bronx since the very beginning. And I do it again with a little more emphasis because you can follow our +1 at Sincerely.Allie. That's with 2 E's on Instagram and Twitter. That sound familiar yet? Our guest is the founder of Sincerely Allie Studio Company. She founded the company in 2020 and is the official sponsor of this very program. We're super excited to have her on for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, Allie E joins us on Savages in the Bronx. Sincerely Allie in the house. Oh, she's muted. Hold on.
Oh, no, she's muted. Now she's not muted.
Goes. Hey, Allie.
Oh, I'm muted.
Oh, then she unmute. No, you're good.
Am I back?
Yes.
Playing the mute game. What's up, Allie? Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Of course, absolutely. And now listen, Tom, when we had the idea of bringing Savages of the Bronx to life on Twitch, obviously I wanted to bring on a great sponsor, and I met a good friend of the show, a reoccurring guest of the show, and somebody that Allie is obviously very familiar with, Steve, who is our great guest. And I brought the idea of making Sincerely Allie the official sponsor of this show. And she's been a great sponsor. She gives us a lot of love and support on her social platforms. There was a great event that was held a few months back, the SIS Connection over in Staten Island, Z2. She did a fantastic job. Savages was out representing. So yeah, it's great to have you on, Allie. So let's start with a simple question here. How did you start Sincerely Allie?
So it just came to me one day. I've always been a creative person, so I just wanted to do something different. And it was in the heart of the pandemic. And I just wanted something different. And actually, it all started with a candle that Steve asked me to melt down for him. And I realized how easy it was. And I realized how there wasn't a market for spunky candles that have sassy names or sassy sayings. And I was like, you know what? I'm a sassy girl. I like to put that out there. And I think other people would like it too.
So what is the process? Because I feel like a candle is one of those things that I have no idea how it works. So like, how do you get a candle to smell? Like, how's this work? Do you go in the forest and you just kind of like you take like pine cones and then you melt them? Like, how does it go?
That's how I thought it worked.
Yeah,
I truly have no clue how candles work.
No, it is truly chemistry, because it's a balance of knowing what chemicals to use and what temperatures to add chemicals and when to add the wax and how to melt it. And it's a balance of, making sure I don't burn out the fragrance without and the house, because I do it all from home, so it's all being done in my kitchen. There's a few different websites, and I use clean companies, so I try to avoid any. Even though most of the fragrances are synthetic, they are mixed with essential oils too. So it's a balance of, because truthfully, you can't have a key lime pie essential oil, but some people really like key lime pie, myself being one of them, and I can make a candle out of key lime pie. So it's, I try to find the cleanest ingredients to use, and I only use 100% soy wax. So it's a longer, cleaner burn. I start with something simple, like Steve's favorite candle is cinnamon spice vanilla, which is my spice up your life candle. And yeah, I explore and try different scents and see what I like, what I don't like. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then you come out with a finished product that looks like this, which is fantastic. This
Yes.
is Allie's lavender candle. The name, the heavily meditated lavender, nutmeg, vanilla, and namaste. Fantastic candle that is just a great smell. And I also love the color purple. Shout out to my ball busters who have the ball busters purple jerseys, but big fan of purple. But yes, probably my favorite sassiest name of them all is Don't Be a Salty Beach. But yes, you can obviously purchase all these candles, and we have the information on the ticker below as we do every week. And you can obviously check out Allie stuff, but we'll get into the sponsor spot that Allie's going to give to you herself live, which is going to be awesome. But Allie, we have the fall coming up, which is fun because, I'm like Tom and I are basic bitches over here. We love our fall stuff. We love our pumpkin spice lattes. Oh. So what kind of products do we expect for the fall season?
I think Allie.
Did Allie go?
Oh, hello.
Oh, she's back.
Okay, we got her back.
I'm back.
Looks like she needed alcohol. She has it now. So now she's back.
I did listen to your pre-talk about the pumpkin spice Starbucks, and I do agree, Tom. I think Starbucks does it best. I do enjoy a Dunkin' once in a while, but you can't beat Starbucks.
I mean, it's just I could bathe in Starbucks pumpkin foam. That should be your next candle. Tom bathing in pumpkin foam.
I'll make a custom one for you.
That one buy from Tom himself, and that is it.
Yes.
But yes. So what can we expect for the fall season from Sincerely Allie?
Well, there's definitely going to be a lot of spice in there. Right now, I did launch my pumpkin spice whipped soap scrub. So that is out. It's the whipped scrubby spice. And that's a whipped soap scrub with organic cane sugar and crushed walnut shells. That's a
soap, or can I eat it?
No, please don't eat it. You're not
Sounds
the
like
only
something I
person
should
who
eat.
suggested that, so don't feel bad. Please don't eat the soap. It is a soap.
I'll use like a microplane. I can just grate it on top of ice cream, and it sounds delicious.
No, it's here we go.
Oh,
we had to drop it in.
A third arm. I'm telling you,
this is my third arm.
There it is.
Whipped scrubby spice, and it comes with a little soap embed inside. It's a little waffle.
Ooh, and everybody knows I love a good Belgian waffle. That looks fantastic. I can feel like I can smell it through the laptop right now that I'm hosting the show on. But we have some love for Allie in the chat here. Corey Favs goes, hot damn.
Yes.
Sincerely Allie candles are sincerely awesome. Savages from the Bronx meet the Bay from Brooklyn. Sincerely Steve. Shout out to Steve there. I assume that's where the mystery arm came from. And JR Punks 88 says, please don't eat it. So that's right. Everybody, don't eat.
You're not my real dad. I'll eat whatever I want to eat.
At your own risk. The warning has been put out there.
I love it. Well, if you're just joining us here on Twitch and apparently also Allie's Instagram as well, we have Allie E here on Savages in the Bronx, our great sponsor of the show, Sincerely Allie Studio. And of course, you know how to always follow Sincerely Allie because I tell you guys all the time. So usually this is my turn to give you that sponsor spot, but we have Allie herself in studio. So why don't you take this one, Allie? How can they follow you? Where can they support you? And how can they buy your product?
Yes. So Sincerely Allie is live and active on Instagram. My username is sincerely.allie with 2 E's. And you can always DM me if you want something. But Etsy is my shop, and that's where to go. That's where all the new products will be. But I will always announce anything upcoming on my Instagram.
And so will we, and that's been the great part of this partnership that we've had since the beginning of the baseball season. And now, speaking of baseball, obviously you got to try to get the baseball involved in some sort of way. And granted, I love this. I love not talking about baseball for a few because I feel like this is all I talk about. It's actually nice to talk about pumpkin spice lattes and candles a lot. But let me ask you. So Do you have any favorite teams in baseball? Do you even like baseball? Like, what is where do you stand with the game of baseball?
So I am a big sports person. However, unfortunately, I'd have to say baseball probably ranks at the bottom of my list.
Love it.
But I was a big Yankees girl. I still am. I will always support the Yankees. I used to go to games. I cannot watch it for the life of me on TV. It is brutal. But I have been to games, and I was a pretty big, I was very much involved with I'd say like the 2005, 2006, roster. That's when I was like really watching it. In fact, when the Yankees won, that year, they, had a parade, and I was going to college downtown, and they blocked the intersection of where I needed to go in order to cross over to get to class.
Right.
And I was pretty upset.
This damn parade.
I was like, you're making me late to class. I need to go.
That'll be the 2009 March Down the Canyon of Heroes for
The real question is, Allie, what do you think Derek Jeter smells like? If you had to make a candle that smelled like Derek Jeter, what do you think it would smell like?
Oh, he's definitely got like he's oh God, he's sexy.
Still to this day.
He has to have like a musky, like a leather amber scent. Like a very deep, like he leaves his presence behind when he's walking through a room.
I can guarantee if all the baseball podcasts that ever existed, no one's ever asked what a New York Yankee or former New York Yankee smells like as a candle. So this is a first on Savages, and I love it. But speaking of first, and we want to keep this going. And if, again, you're just joining us, we have Allie E, Sincerely Allie here on Twitch for Savages in the Bronx. And thank you for joining us once again. And thank you for joining us, Allie. We're so happy to have you on. And our fans can finally put a face to the brand, which is awesome. But yes, we have a fun segment that you came up with yourself. So this is called Who is That MLB Team? And this is the first time we're doing this on the show. And what we're going to do here is we're going to reveal a bunch of logos, and I kind of wanted to Yankee-fy it in a way, and I picked 19 logos of teams that have played the Yankees this year already. Now, we'll throw an incentive to those of you who are tuning in on Twitch. If you can guess correctly before Allie begins her guessing of how many of the 19 logos she's going to guess correctly, Allie, I think you have something for these for that lucky winner.
Yes. So for the winner who is able to guess how many I will guess correctly, will get a 20% off discount from my shop, and I will include the discount later to keep you guys guessing.
Excellent. So Thomas, I'm gonna rattle off the teams here. I need you to keep score of the 19. So we'll start it off with a couple of easy ones. There it is. There's the postcard. All right. So Allie, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's begin with this first one. Who's that team?
I believe this is Corey Fav's favorite team here. These are the New York Mets.
Well, now his least favorite team with the way they've been playing. But yes, you're correct. The New York Mets. Next, here's another one that should be a familiar one.
Boston Red Sox.
That is correct. All right. Here's a team that's garnered a lot of hate in baseball. Let's see if you can get that one.
Okay. Now I have a question. If I guess the city, does that count?
Tom, you're the official scorer.
We can give credit.
Okay. I'm gonna say Houston.
It is Houston.
Houston Astros.
That is correct. That is correct. Also,
that is correct.
Houston assholes would have been a great answer as well. We would have
been acceptable.
Or they stink.
Or they stink.
You wouldn't want to make a candle for them because it would smell like
definitely
doo-doo.
not.
Anyway,
not.
They would smell like doo-doo?
Yeah.
Next logo.
Okay. It's definitely Canadian.
Well, yes, that is correct.
Very observant.
I'm going to say okay, I'm trying to think of all the teams where Hold on. Blue Jays. Does that
Yes.
count?
Yes.
The Blue Jays.
Okay.
Toronto
Okay.
Blue Jays.
Next team. All right. We already gave you the first part of it. I mean, so.
All right. So, the Miami Swordfishes.
The Miami Swordfish. It's the Miami. It's the Marlins.
I'm gonna put that down in the wrong column.
But we'll put that in the wrong column. But the
if you would have said
Swordfish.
the Miami Derek
Swordfish.
Jeters, that would have given you credit for the Derek Jeters because he does own them.
Can I get half a point for the Miami?
Oh, I mean, I guess it was in there, so sure. I guess, yeah, give her credit. That's on me for throwing the Miami part in there. But all right, we're good so far. Miami Swordfish. We'll give you the mulligan.
I've already wrote it down as wrong.
All right. So now we have the this team.
Okay. Philly.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay. Woohoo!
Yeah. Philly. I'll take it. Next.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be a state that I don't know.
We were just watching the game.
I was not paying attention. I'm going to take a guess.
This is the team the Yankees just played this weekend.
They did.
The assholes.
I mean, that's the Houston Astros. It's incorrect. It is the
Astros.
Athletics. An acceptable answer would have been the A's.
The A's.
Yeah,
Okay.
The Athletics.
A's would have worked.
Next.
Can I ask why they call themselves the Athletics? Like, could they not think of anything more creative than athletics?
They
Do we have
are.
a history lesson on that, Tom?
I mean, the Athletics are like 130 years old at this point. So like, this is back in the days where they named teams after the color socks they wore.
Right.
And just the color red. So
and for whatever reason, their logo back in the day was an elephant. That has obviously since changed.
I would have accepted that more.
Next, we have this one.
Okay, there's an O on the hat.
That is
and it's a penguin.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say the Oakland Penguins.
The Oakland Penguins. Tom, is that correct?
I wish it was the Oakland Penguins. This is, if you would have said the O's, I also would probably give you credit as what is the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh,
That's an Oriole.
The Oakland Penguins.
Oakland Penguins,
fantastic answer, and I don't think we can get any better than that. All right, next. All right, so this isn't Walgreens. This is an actual baseball team.
Washington.
Ooh. You're already going to get the credit.
Already getting credit, yeah.
Yeah, all right. We're going to leave it there.
Is the Washington Nationals. They actually won the World Series 2 years ago. Next.
Okay.
This is a rival of the Yankees right here.
Mm.
It is not tuberculosis.
I want to say Tampa Bay.
You are correct.
That'd be a good guess.
It is Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Rays would be
Tampa Bay Rays. Okay.
Formerly Devil Rays.
Formerly the Devil Rays. They were once the sun. Like the Sun Ray was the logo of the team. All right, this one should be a no-brainer.
Kind
of sound it out.
It is hard.
I mean, it's a third. It's a third of the name.
They go by that name.
They do go by that.
I'm giving it to her.
You're correct. It is the White Sox.
Again,
so yes.
Back in the 1800s, they're like, "What color are your socks?" That's the name of your team.
That's it.
The White Sox.
We have 1, 2, 3. We have 7 teams left here. All right, here we go. Next, big Mets rival right here.
A's. I don't know. Hold on. What team has the A's?
Steve, I heard you.
Yeah, he cheated.
Unbelievable. This is for the discount. Come on.
A's. Okay. It's not the athletes.
Nope.
Can I get a region?
The South.
South, yeah.
The South.
No.
Is it
Southeast.
No, we did Texas. Southeast, you said?
Southeast.
That didn't help me. Okay. I don't know.
It would be the Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves would be the correct answer. All right, next.
Kansas City.
That is correct.
Kansas
Casey
City
definitely helped.
Royals.
That is the Kansas City Royals with the crown.
Okay.
All right, we got 6 teams left here. Next, this is a tough one.
Oh, shit.
Yup. And it's not shit.
Seattle Mariners.
Yeah.
Boom.
Correct.
Yes.
Great job. Seattle Mariners. All right. We got 5 left. Here's the next one.
Oh.
Team that the Yankees have beat up on in postseason after postseason.
Colorado.
It's a tough one because of what the logo doesn't even.
Right.
It's not even the
Yeah,
name
the
of
logo doesn't give
the
me
city
much.
or the state.
This might be one of the toughest ones.
So
this
this.
It is
Okay,
not the
can I
city
get a
or the
region
state.
then?
The north, central north, right?
Yep.
Oh,
That'd be the
geez.
best.
Is it Colorado?
It is not
No.
Colorado. It is the TC is Twin City. It would be the Minnesota Twins. So they don't even use the C part in the for the team name, but it's the Minnesota Twins. All right.
Okay.
Last 4. This is not the Twins.
Does Texas have multiple teams?
Yes, they do.
The Texan bootstraps.
You know what? We're gonna give it to Allie because they are the Texas Rangers, and Rangers would have bootstraps. The
hit that I was gonna give their name is synonymous with a hockey team in New York, but yes, the Texas Rangers would be the correct answer. All right,
yeah, she gave a cowboy kind of answer.
Yeah, we'll give it that.
Yeah,
all right,
thank
next
you.
one. Now, this is going to be a team that's going to change their name very soon.
Oh,
What was that?
I said the Capitals.
Hockey team, but not correct.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But a solid guess.
Is
Not
it
the
Colorado?
capital.
It is
Nope.
not Colorado.
Still not Colorado.
It is still not Colorado.
It is.
There is a Colorado baseball team, but it is not this team.
Yankees have
Okay.
this year. It's the Cleveland Indians.
It is a Cleveland.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. So they're changing it because of the Indian part. Detroit.
That is correct. Yes, they're changing
Detroit,
it to
wow.
They're
Off
actually
the
we'll
bat.
take this off for a second. They're changing it to the Cleveland Guardians next season because people are not happy with the name Indian in the team.
Okay.
All right. Last
Allie already
two.
got this one. She already said it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. Awesome. All right. And here's the
Good
last
job.
one. It's the team the Yankees are going to be playing tonight.
I'm gonna say the LA.
Halo. Look at the Halo.
Angels. Thank
That's
you.
correct. The Los Angeles Angels. And that's it. That's the 19. Tom, what's the score here? What do we got?
Allie did very well. She got 13 out of 19 correct.
All right. Very good. Excellent job.
Only got 6
Nice.
wrong. So
I don't know the
well.
I don't know the percentage on that, but it's more than 50%, which is great. I can't do math. But let's get a look at some of these guesses here. Joe Puglisi goes all of them. Well, he is unfortunately incorrect. Corey Fab says 9 out of 19. And since that was the only other guess, and that's the closest one, Corey Fab's their winner. So congrats to Corey Fabs for winning the discount. So, Allie, I don't know if you got the information that you need to give Corey, but go for it.
Corey, so since you guessed so low, and I'm a little disappointed that you didn't have more faith in me, but you will still get your 20% off discount using the code SAVAGES on my Etsy shop.
There you go. And you heard it here first. And congratulations, Corey. Congratulations, Allie. You did a great job That is a great amount, 13 out of 19. We have to kind of look into a new franchise for the Oakland Penguins. I think there's
the Oakland Penguins. I might be changing my Diamond Dynasty team.
What happened?
Changing to the Oakland. I might be changing my MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty team to the Oakland Penguins.
Yes, I'd like to put in a
strong possibility I do that.
You got a suggestion?
Yeah, change your name to Oakland Penguins.
The Oakland Penguins. I love it. I think we need a penguin in baseball anyway, and the Oakland A's are garbage. So Oakland Penguins. I'm in. Let's call it a show. Allie, that was great. I'm so happy you joined on. Unfortunately, it is the time that we're gonna have to let you go. This was awesome. But is there anyone that you want to shout out? I'm sure the guy behind you wants to hear some support on your end. But go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me on the show. This was a lot of fun. Anytime you want to have me back, I'm always down. I'd also just like to thank all of my friends and family and all the followers and everybody who has supported Sincerely Allie. It's been a bumpy road, but it is something that I truly love. And I love everyone who's been a great friend and a great supporter. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Really.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Allie, again for jumping on and of course, being a great sponsor for all these episodes. Thank you, Steve, for being a great supporter of the show as well. Shout out to Steve in the background, the John Carlos Stanton shirt on. My man. Cat. Yep. Peace out, bud. But yeah, thank you, Allie, once again. And of course, as always, and you'll hear it every week, not just this week, of how you can support and follow Allie at sincerely.allie with 2 E's. On Instagram, and make sure to check out our Etsy page, Sincerely Allie Studio. That's shop/Sincerely Allie Studio for all things for your self-care needs. Sincerely Allie. Allie, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
See ya.
Sincerely Allie in the flesh on the program. That was a lot of fun, Tom.
It was. She did a very good job with the logos. Talked about what Derek Jeter smells like.
Talked about what
I thought it was constructive.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Kind of disappointed that there was no reference to Rougned Odor, literally having a smelly last name. But now I'm bringing it up for the sake of bringing it up. All right,
did you see him taking practice swings in the bullpen, by the way, in Oakland?
Practice swings in the bullpen in Oakland?
Yeah, at one point he walked down to the bullpen with a bat and was just kind of like swinging the bat. I love him. If they don't make him I think one of my favorite things at the end of a season back in like the 90s, whenever they'd have like, you're locked into your playoff position or whatever, so the game doesn't matter, and you have like the position players coach. You had like Pettit would be the pitching coach, and you have like, I don't know, Bernie be the bench coach and something. They want to play, they make the pitching changes. If the Yankees aren't locked in at the end of the season and Rougned Odor doesn't make a pitching change or just go out to the mound to talk to a pitcher when he's not in the game and he's coming, it would just be a crime to have that happen.
I saw a great Twitter post yesterday. It was an image of the entire team circled on the mound. I believe they were around Johnny Loizaga when they were talking to him when the bases were loaded. And somebody tweeted the picture and said, by the way, not picture, but Rougned Odor right now is punching air that he's not out there. So funny stuff. And I love Rugi. I love what he's brought to this team. From a leadership standpoint, from just somebody who's going to get the guys fired up. I have nothing but great things to say about Rougned Odor, except for his bad defense at third, his lack of bat, and the fact that he hasn't even gotten into a fight this year. But other than that, we love him. All right. Well, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and let your friends know that our full episodes are available there on the page. All right. Let's end our show with a segment we haven't done in a while, Tom. I think since the trade deadline. Hot take, hot fake. This is the part of the show where Tom and I are going to try to call each other out on our bullshit, whether it's a take that we truly believe or it's total bull crap. So Tom, I'll start us off with my hot take, hot fake.
Okay.
So here it goes. The Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays will not win the American League East.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with fake.
It is a fake.
Yeah.
If you tuned into leading off, I kind of talked about it, but Tom did not, so that's why I was able to get him. But I couldn't get him anyway. No, the Rays have too much of a commanding lead at this rate. I think we're now at that point of the season where it's not win every series, it's win every game. Every game is now important, and the Rays have taken advantage of their schedule. The Yankees have played a tough schedule, and they're trying to keep up, but when you lose one in the bunch, then you're already a game back after you felt like you've made so much progress. They talked about the fact that they won 13 games in a row, and it only made about a 3-game climb on the Rays in that span. So it's
even in this this whole streak they've gone on when they're, I forget what it is at this point. It's like 18 and they were 18-4 at one point in their last 22 or whatever it was, and they had only gained a couple games on the Rays. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a collapse for the Rays to have the Yankees catch them, but the Rays are going to have to play bad. They're going to have a 15-game stretch where they're 6-9 or something, or worse. Honestly, they need like a 5-10 stretch, and then the Yankees need to get it to, basically, if the Yankees want to win the division, they got to get it to 1 or 2 games, and then we finish the season against the Rays. And listen, if we're 3 games out at that point, or if we're 2 games out, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I don't know. The Rays have to a bit fall off for the Yankees to make that move.
And this is a case where it's like the first half Yankees, fuck the second half Yankees. I mean, simple as that. The Yankees lost way too many games in the first half of the season to teams they should have beat with the team they had, and they didn't get those opportunities. They had games that they lost in the bottom of the ninth, the top to the bottom of the ninth inning.
There was that when Chapman was just blowing everything. There's the Angels game, the Twins game. There's been so many just hard 2 games against the Astros. There's been a lot of real bad blown games the Yankees have had this year. And if they just would have won like half of them, I think at that, because what are we? I think we're back now.
I believe it was
5 again.
6 games.
Yeah, I mean, if we were 3 back right now, I'd feel pretty good. But yeah, I think it's too much unless the Rays fall apart.
Right, and that last series of the season is important for both of those teams. So we'll see what happens. And I look ahead to the Rays schedule. They play the Red Sox a couple times. They got the Houston Astros at the end of the season. But again, you're looking in the middle. The Blue Jays can make some noise, but they're still playing the Twins. They're playing the Tigers. They're playing the Marlins. So it's like, it's a lot of things have to happen for the Yanks to try to climb in and take that one spot. And I think at this rate, again, the Yanks lost way too many games at the early part of the season. I just think right now, best case scenario is how it looks right now, first of the wild card and hosting that wild card game and hoping for the best. But no, they are not going to win the American League East.
Yeah, there with
Thomas, what do you got for me?
So mine, we're gonna step out of just Yankee world. We're gonna talk about the hottest topic. Not only in just baseball, I would say in sports today. I'm sure all the sports talk radio, the first takes, there have been a lot of takes given on this. And we're talking about the New York Metropolitans, and I'm gonna say that I stand with Javi Baez and Lindor and Pilar booing Mets fans.
Oh, you're weird. You're weird like that. So I'm actually gonna say hot take.
It's a hot fake.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. So, I'm sure everyone's aware of what was kind of going on. It's not even as much as like, listen, if you want to do it internally and you guys know what it's about, but no one else knows what it's about, then whatever. But the fact that Lindor came out and basically said, like, we don't like being booed, and if you're gonna boo us, then like we're gonna boo you when we do well. And not in like necessarily like a fun way. I think they could have took it in a lot more of a fun direction. But then honestly, they just messed it up from there. Like Alderson had to come out with a statement, which I felt like just kept it going. There was, I'm pretty sure, like Taiwan Walker, like they tweeted the eyes emoji. Trevor May had a thing about how he doesn't want to disrespect. Again, they all just shut up. Just shut up. Like it'll go away. If like, I don't know if Baez said anything today, but Baez easily could have just a bit walked it back. think he cost himself a lot. I don't know if he would have been re-signed with the Mets, although my other favorite thing about Javi Baez is the fact that the Mets traded for him, and then Steve Cohen tweeted a couple weeks later about how they want OBP guys or OPS guys or whatever it was, OBP, and like Baez strikes out so much and doesn't walk. That's what'd you do that for?
It's a hell of a situation for the Mets and the Mets fan base. And again, I covered this on Leading Off earlier with Wospil. Of course, you can check out 7 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch as well. It's our baseball show before Savages. We got into it with actually with a bunch of guys in the chat right now too. There's no one who's taking the stance of the players. At least from what I've seen, there are some on Twitter that have said, hey, media is looking into it way more than they should. Well, guess what? The New York media is always going to New York media. And whether you like it or not, if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. Simple
they're
as
just
that.
adding fuel to the fire. It's just like, just shut up. Just don't say anything else. And they just kept saying things.
Right.
Like Alderson should have showed up today. No one needed a statement from him last night. He showed up today before the game, or I think they're off today. They play tomorrow. Just show up and listen, guys. Like we can't do this. Like, come on. And
well, let me ask you a question. Why do you? Because like I kind of disagree with you on that one. Why do you think Alderson shouldn't have made that statement last night when the Mets were getting so much fanfare and anti-publicity all over social media? Don't you think it's up to the president of baseball operations to kind of stand in and throw out a statement, even if it's a half-ass statement at that?
No, because I think it's then because now it's like the Mets versus the fans versus the front office. Like you could have just, Alderson could have reached out to Baez and said, hey, listen, like we need you to walk that back. And like I know you don't want to like censor players and everything, and I'm not saying that players should do the Derek Jeter and just give the most diplomatic answer with everything. Because I think although Yankee fans loved it, there are times when it got a little boring. Like, yeah, be him. Like, I know he's a lot of personality, but like, I don't know. I just feel like you keep like it kept it going. Like it just,
right.
it like they kept adding fuel to the fire and another piece to it. Then like all the other players had like different varieties of takes on it. I think, listen, I know Cohen's going to probably spend money in the off season. I don't know it's going to be spent on Baez now. So who?
I don't think it was going to be spent on Baez regardless of the situation on Sunday.
But yeah, I mean, Grant, I don't think it's going to cost Baez hundreds of millions of dollars or something crazy like that. But I think they're, the Mets aren't going to go after him, and they were planning on probably spending a good amount of money in the offseason. If you're Lindor, you're here for 9 more years, and like now you got to walk it back. I don't know what he possibly said today, but like you got to make right with him. The favorite thing I saw is how Baez was like, we don't, well, only we're booing you when we do well because you boo us when we don't do well. That if he strikes out in his like first at bat, the Mets fans should just stand up, applause, and be like, "Good job, Javi, you did great." Like if Mets fans like go that route, just standing ovation for you, because that is the best and the funniest way to handle this.
Now the Mets
or just boo the hell out of them, but that's what probably what's going to happen. But.
Right. Now, the Mets, interesting situation that comes out of this. Mets play the Marlins tomorrow. It will be about 48 hours since the whole situation took place. Should the Mets front office / coaching staff make an example out of these players? And the players I think of, that you have to address would be Baez, Lindor, Pilar, because they were the ones that were taunting the fans. Do you make an example and not play them against the Marlins tomorrow?
I don't know, because again, Lindor's there for 10 years. So like if I think the whole start of it was a stupid, kind of silly, innocent thing that they were doing. And Baez just said the dumbest things he could in that press conference after.
Right.
So listen, I don't think Lindor and Pilar and Baez were doing this like malicious thing, but I don't know. Because if you're going to punish one of them, you got to punish all of them.
Correct.
But that's not today's baseball, Like if we go back to we Yankee fire this, like this is why Joe Girardi got fired, because he was tough on guys and players didn't like it, and that's why the Yankees got Aaron Boone.
And again,
I don't know.
I could also cite different examples of where players are disciplined for breaking unwritten rules that honestly were debatable enough to say, hey, I think it's okay. You know, Yerman Mercedes, who had
La Russa got crucified for
right,
that.
he got crucified, but Yerman Mercedes got sent down to AAA not too shortly after.
Well, he
and
was
yes,
also bad.
He wasn't producing, or obviously he wasn't producing, but they haven't even found an opportunity to call him back up. Yasmani Grandal went on the IL. They didn't even bring him back up. So I feel
he
like
was. I mean, yeah, but Yerman Mercedes was bad. Like he has a great story. He was bad, but you know I'm blanking on the Padres manager when they gave Tatis a hard time. They all been ripped for doing it. Like everyone has ripped them for the unwritten rule stuff. So I don't think that's the way to go. I don't know. I think it's either Baez needs to kind of say something, which I don't know if he will. He doesn't necessarily owe it to anyone. He's not going to come back there. So what does he care?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think that the Mets and like they need to find a way to at least make light of it in some way. Make it something funny, because like right now it's just like he really just came off of like just being kind of like, I don't know, like he like out of touch with like what's going on, and like you guys have been bad, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. I know another thing, bringing back to the Yankees, they dug up quotes again from Jeter from like 2004 when he was doing really bad, and his quotes are like, "I stink, I would boo me too," and it's like that's what you say.
Right.
That's what you say, even if you don't necessarily mean it. It's not worth like. Again, I don't want to censor like the players, but it's not worth it. Like, what are you going to get out of this? You can't win this battle.
No.
So,
and I'll add to that, and this is kind of brought up on Twitter as well. And this is not an original thought, but I love I love this mention. You know, for all the years that the Yankees have crucified and vilified Giancarlo Stanton for his lack of production, you kind of have to appreciate how Stanton's been handling himself all these years. He's never clapped back to the fans. He never clapped back in the media. When he did have his stinker of games, he would own up to it. He would admit to it, say, yeah, I suck today. Like
he's very Jeter-like. He's not Derek Jeter, and we're not going to have another Derek Jeter for like who knows when. But he is Derek Jeter when I saw it was a compilation video of a game where he was just like, yeah, so happy the teammates picked me up today. I was so bad today. Like, I want to be better. Like he gives that answer, and like whether or not he believes it, who knows? But it's the answer to give. It's the easy answer to give.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Baez is a guy who wants to get painted into a corner. I don't think he's going to speak his mind, which I support. And it's just, oh man, you probably should have found something else to speak your mind about. You might as well just talk about religion or politics at this point.
Right. And you could have twisted that. You didn't have to even answer the question. You could have had Met fans thinking, hey, like they're trying to pull a Todd Frazier 2017 Yankees thing out of the blue and seeing if that works. But to admit to what it is to the press.
He also did like one of the, and who knows if this is why he did it, but he did pull the, like he had his daughter sitting on his lap kind of thing. So like, no one's going to rip him. He's not going to rip him in front of his kid. And
right.
It's like, that's such a, I don't know if he did, that was a premeditated thing, but like, it's just kind of like, hey, no one can give me a hard time. I have my, my 4-year-old sitting on my lap here.
I mean, this is kind of fucked up, but like the comparison would be like, oh, you'd be passing like a homeless person in the city and not giving them change. But if it was a homeless person with a dog, then maybe you would stop. And like, yeah, call that a take. But like, it is like that kind of like a way to say, hey, like I'm a human being too.
Yeah, you're shielding yourself. But like,
exactly.
It's I don't know. It's not a good look for him.
No, not at all. But I'm glad you brought it up, even though it's not a Yankee hot take, but it is a baseball hot take, It is a New York hot take, And for that, Sarah, I commend you because that gave us a good talking point. So yes, the whole New York Mets situation is a interesting one. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow when they play the Miami Marlins at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time at Citi Field. But that will do it for our show tonight. You can check out our next episode, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Next Monday, that is September. I can't believe our show's already going to September.
Labor Day.
September the 6th. I know in a couple of weeks' time, we won't be having a live show. I believe it's September the 13th. But I'll keep you guys posted on what's going to happen with that show. And that is it. Tom, anybody you want to thank, or you don't want to thank anybody like always?
No, I don't got anything.
No. All right. Well, I thank you for being a great
co-host. Let's thank Sincerely Allie. Let's thank her again.
Thank you, Sincerely Allie, for being a great guest, being a great sponsor on the show. We'd love to have you on. Thank you, Steve, for your cameo in the background. Love that. Thank you to all our Twitch viewers and commenters, Corey Favs, Steve once again, Joe Puglisi, Carif0302 had this great comment. Heard Jason Giambi was getting an interview for the head coaching vacancy for the Texas Bootstraps. Can anyone confirm? Great question. We're going to have to ask Jason after the show. Yeah, that's it, folks. We'll see you here next month.